Good morning, dear students. Today we shall learn a new lesson in civics, Indian Constitution. So the Constitution of India is the supreme law of India. So the document lays down the framework, democratic, fundamental, political code, its structure, procedures, powers and duties of government institutions, and sets out fundamental rights, directive principles and the duties of citizens. And it's also said that it's the longest written constitution of any country on earth. So you all know about Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. He was a chairman of the drafting committee, is why he's also widely considered to be its chief architect. So the constitution, you can say, is a fundamental law of a country which reflects the fundamental principles on which the government of the country is based. So there was a need of constitution after the independence. So we find many of the learned people, they sat together and they had many meetings and conferences, and at last the constitution actually is a set of rules. So there were many known members who were in the assembly, and the Constitution of India, which was framed by a constituent assembly set up under the cabinet mission plan in 1946. So you see that Dr. Rajendra Prasad was elected as the president of the assembly, and the similarly both H.C. Mukherjee and V.T. Krishnamachari were elected as vice presidents of the assembly. And you can say the assembly held its first meeting on December 9, 1946, and the assembly worked through various committees, and draft of the constitution was prepared by the drafting committee, as I said, the chairman under the chairmanship of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, and that's why we also call him the father of the Indian Constitution, or it's also called as the father of the Constitution of India. So let's learn about the salient features. Before that, we'll see the drafted constitution. It actually came into force on 26 January 1950. So salient features of the Indian Constitution. So number one, we say it's one of the lengthiest of all written constitutions of the world. And then, and you know very well that we have borrowed constitutions from various countries. Then it's also partly rigid and partly flexible. It's a federal system of government. And we all know we follow the parliamentary form of government, and a parliament meeting everywhere it's held all over the country. Many of the ministers, they come and they share their views on various points, and also they tell about the development which they have made in their states, and also any other welfare or any other help. They just laid on all the necessary things on the parliament, you know well. This parliamentary system, not only the center but also in the states we have, it makes India as a secular country. You know the meaning of secular. So all types of religions are being followed here. It provides an independent judiciary, and at the same time adult franchise, universal adult franchise. That's actually above 18 years of age we can vote, and there's no discrimination for it. It provides single citizenship, and special provisions for minorities, scheduled castes, scheduled tribes are also being given. And then we shall move on to the next topic, preamble. So students, it's we can say preface to the constitution. Actually it consists of the ideals, objectives and basic principles of the constitution. So it contains the summary or essence of the constitution, and it's also been described as a key to the constitution. So we have seen it has been amended once by the 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act of 1946. The preamble of our constitution states that India is a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. So you know the meaning of this. A sovereign means it's a supreme, a socialist, secular. So all types of religion, everything is followed, and democratic country, for the people, of the people, and completely everything is done by the people only. And then the word liberty, very often you see liberty, equality and fraternity. Liberty means complete freedom is being guaranteed by our constitution. So on regards of thoughts, expression, belief, faith and worship to all, and also equality of status and opportunity to all. And it also promotes fraternity, that is a brotherhood. We shouldn't fight for any caste or for religion. So all are equal. So next heading we'll see citizenship. So citizenship, this word civis has been taken from the Latin word. So it means resident of a city state. So we are all the citizens. And it's also been said, Citizenship Act of 1955 provides for acquisition and loss of citizenship after the commencement of the Constitution. So students, now let's learn about the acquisition of citizenship and what are the conditions we become the citizens. Number one, by birth. So it's once a person has been born, that's also they say after the January 26, 1950, whoever is born, they are treated as a citizen by birth. Second, by descendant. So here also, after January 26, 1950, a citizen of India by descendant, maybe if his father is a citizen of India at the time of his birth, definitely he is also the citizen. Next, by registration. A person can acquire citizen of a country by registration. So that's very important. The next, by naturalization. Even a foreigner can become an Indian citizen by applying an application over there for naturalization to the government of India. So that's also another method. Next, by incorporation of territory. So in even sometime some particular territory has been added to India. Earlier it belonged to maybe some other country, but now recently if anything has been added to India, means that person automatically they become the citizen of India. Now loss of citizenship, there are some reasons. Voluntarily some people they renounce, so that's one. Second, you see, a person may be terminated. If he is a citizen of some other country, then he cannot be the citizen of our country. Then third, you can see government, central government itself, they say they can deprive a naturalized citizenship. Sometimes if a citizen has been found, he's been acquired by fraud, false representation or concealment of material facts, or indulges in trade with enemy countries. So all these type of things. And also the person can be imprisoned for a period of 2 years. So illegal work if anyone does, then also the citizenship will not be given. So let's learn about the fundamental rights. So originally, you know, the Constitution provides for 7 fundamental rights, but at present there are only 6 fundamental rights. So we call it as described as a Magna Carta of India. So number 1, right to constitutional remedies. Now listen students, one after the other we shall see all these. Right to, and here we see right to constitutional remedies. You have here about writ, it is given there. Actually writ is an order or a command issued by a court in writing under its seal. So there are some of the terms which are being described by this government, and the Supreme Court is called the guardian of the Constitution, you know well. So habeas corpus, mandamus, prohibition, censitato, qua warranto, these are some of the terms which are being mentioned over there in the court. So let's learn in detail about the rights of our Constitution. Number 1, a right to equality. We are all treated equal as per the law. Even there is no discrimination as per the religion, race, caste, sex or a place of birth. And next also in matters of public employment, and even untouchability is completely been abolished. And then there is no particular titles except military and academic, and everything has been abolished. All are equal. Next, right against exploitation. So no one should be exploited, and especially it's given prohibition of traffic in human being and forced labor. Earlier it was there, but now it's against law. If anyone has been forced to be the labor over there as a bonded or anything, so we can just appeal a case over there. And then prohibition of employment of children in factories, and it's still going on in some of the factories, you know. Child labor is also a crime. Next, we shall learn about right to freedom. So in right to freedom we can say all are having freedom to speak and also to express their own thing in assembly, association, movement, residence and profession. Anything we can have, all are having freedom. And at the same time protection in respect of conviction of for offenses, right to elementary education, and then right against exploitation. Already we have seen a right to religion. So all types of religions are allowed to practice over here. Professions, whatever you follow, you can practice, and also try to manage religious affairs. And we can attend any type of religious instructions or worship. We can any type of God. You can preach also. Such a type of freedom has been given to our country. And then cultural and educational rights we find. Any person can follow any such. You can learn and join any type of institutions. Wherever you want you can belong, and it depends on you, any type of career you can choose. Then protection of language, script and culture of minorities. There is no discrimination. Any person can opt any subject and learn. The next final you can say right to constitutional remedies. So it allows individuals to seek redressal for the violation of fundamental rights. Each and every person has a right to follow any type of religion and everything. And if it goes against the equality, you can appeal a case to the government, and Supreme Court is the final. And whatever they decide, the whole country has to listen to it, and that's a great guardian of our country, we can say. The next you see suspension of fundamental rights. Then if the president makes a prohibition of emergency under Article 352, the freedom guaranteed under Article 19, automatically it is suspended. So we have to protect in respect of conviction of offenses and protection of life and personal liberty. So that's all in today's class, students. In the next class we shall meet. Thank you.